It's so easy right now in 2020 to get lost in the hankerings of other people, in the pullings of someone else's karma, someone else's upbringing, someone else's trauma, someone else's joy, someone else's excellence or lack thereof. There's so much capacity to see that, to fall into someone else's authenticity.
You know, I think that I got my first lesson in that really, truly as a math teacher in New York City public schools.
Wow, that's huge.
That was a space where I was nominally in charge, but really didn't feel in charge at all for a long time. And it was 100% because I felt like I needed those kids to like me. You know, I was some random white girl from North Carolina teaching math.
In Lower East Side, Manhattan.
Yeah, all my kids were Puerto Rican, Dominican, African American. Like, there was no one like, there was one white student the entire time I taught. No one, and that white student was like from Queens and had an entirely different upbringing than I did. I mean, there's no reason in so many ways that I had any credibility or any likability for those kids. My niceness was a deterrent for them liking me. And it took me a long time. Like I remember at that time just being like, people have never been mean to me the way that these 13-year-old kids are mean to me. Like, I don't know, I was crying every night, feeling like a failure every day, falling asleep at 7:30 because I was so emotionally exhausted. I mean, I could, talk about the strain of renouncing my own sovereignty. Oh my God. I mean, it was devastating.
Of the kids?
For the illusion of the happiness of the kids, because of course it didn't make them happy. What needed to happen in order for me to be an authority in that space was that I had to be willing for them to not only not like me, but disrespect me, be angry with me, resist me, and not back down. And it was really challenging for me. But because I had to do it day after day after day, hour after hour after hour, new group of kids every single hour, I had to practice again and again and again. I got better at it. Little by little, I got better. And one of my mentors at that time was regularly reminding me in moments of like struggle that as long as these kids didn't stand up on their desks, pull down their pants, and start masturbating in class, that I had been successful. And like, if that happened, then I needed to look seriously. But as long as that hadn't happened, we were doing good. And I share that story not as a way of lowering the standard, but of just recognizing how emotionally demanding it was for me to claim my sovereignty, because it demanded that I break all of my patterns that I had developed around being a good girl.
Yeah.
Like, I could not be a good girl and be a good teacher at the same time. I could not be a good girl, a follower, and be in charge at the same time. And as soon as I said yes to being in charge, it's non-different from saying yes to my students then, my clients now, my followers on Instagram now, my audience, having their whole range of experience with me. And so, like, I got practiced, and then when I started studying with the Center for Group Studies, I learned about what it meant to be a lightning rod and skills and techniques for being a lightning rod so that people could be angry with me and I could welcome it like a lightning rod welcomes the energy of the lightning and channel it into the ground so that I could actually not just tolerate it, but actually invite it. Like say, yeah, come on, give me that thing. I'm a perfect channel for this because I'm not going to use it to harm myself and I won't let you harm yourself with it. Like, go ahead. So You know, this moment that you were asking about when all my clients were sharing their amazing experiences with me and also saying how angry they've been with me, that's kind of like the best case scenario. It's also true that there are people who are mad at me and don't want to talk to me, you know, where their anger, their difficult feelings has breached or broken something. And you got to be willing to hold that container in order to step into that leadership. I don't think that you can do it any other way.
I feel like haters hurt, you know? When you experience them, the first thing that I get is like, just ouch. You know, like my main mission is for everybody to feel good. Is for everybody to have fun and to feel loved. And so when you get that first initial experience of a hater coming at you, it's like, whoa, that wasn't my intention. And so there is the truth of that side, and then there's the mastery around it. That you begin to understand that when you see a hater, then you know that you're doing well. It's very similar to what Jesse just said in the realm of mastery. If I'm going to be a master, then not only do I have to really fully, deeply accept more and more of who I am, poopy, smelly, you know, all the dark sides, and fully accept what I love, fully accept my joy. And so there's a beauty in welcoming it all. And if I'm going to welcome in everything that I am, then it's equally as important that when someone comes at me, then I'm able to see all of them and welcome all of them. You know? And this doesn't mean that I hang out around it, but it's definitely an important factor to be able to see it and to be able to feel it. Yeah.
You don't make it wrong. Like
Yeah.
you have boundaries around it, but you don't make it wrong. There's not a judgment that they shouldn't feel that way or that it's not okay for them to feel that way. It's like, yeah, of course you feel that way.
I recently had a client who was very fussy, very unhappy, and wanting me to fix it all. We're relatively new, so to some extent, I'm like, yeah, this is like, we're just training, we're norming. But I was not enjoying it. It was like, yeah, but this is not me. And there was a moment when I knew that I had let go of my sovereignty because I was so annoyed. My own negative feelings of trigger were so strong, I had lost my authority. I went to my mentor, I got some support. I realized I was just in a power struggle. Sovereignty doesn't get into power struggles. That's also part of ease. Like the sun is not gonna fight with us about anything. We can try, but it's not gonna do much. Sun's still gonna rise and set when it rises and sets. It's gonna do its thing. Cloud cover, no cloud cover. End of the world, no end of the world. Doesn't matter. Sun's gonna do its thing. That is the ease of sovereignty that we're talking about. And as soon as I recognized that, I just remembered, oh, right, I just can't get into that. That's part of the hook. If I get hooked into some drama of like fighting with a client, I've given up my power. You cannot maintain your authority and be fighting at the same time. It's exactly the same as when I was teaching. I could not be the authority in the room if I was willing to get down and dirty and fight with a 13-year-old. Tempting, let me tell you. It was real tempting. And I tried it multiple times. Thank goodness it didn't work. So it's radical. It's radical to be that pillar, to be that unmovable. There's nothing you can say or do that's going to throw me. There's nothing you can say or do that's going to freak me out. There's nothing you can say or do that's going to get me to fight with you. I'm not here to fight with you. I'm here to serve you. I'm here to help you. I'm here to support you. I'm here to love you. I'm here to believe in you. I'm here to help you see the truth when you want to. If you don't want to, that's totally on you.
Everything